Shaitan Rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today is Friday, the 29th of Shawwal, 1444, the 19th of May, 2023. With the permission of all, I have the privilege and honor to introduce today's Halaqah number 1152, mashallah. Our honor speaker tonight is Ustaz Ansary. And Ansary is appearing for 117 times, mashallah. His topic tonight, he's continuing the same topic as he did last time, but this is going to be part 4 of that. Rasulullah style of correcting children's mistake. Mashallah, it's a very, very good topic. Please, mashallah, I think take advantage of listening to him tonight, his session. Jazakallah khair, Ustaz Ansary, coming to our halqa. May Allah bless you and your parents for that. Then we have a Quran session initiated by Imam Chebli itself. The Quran session is 613, mashallah. And we have the honor again and privilege to have our mentor, our teacher, Imam Abu Yazid itself. And he's appearing for 317 times, 317, mashallah. And he is going to bless us tonight with the recitation of Surah number 3, Al Imran. The request is being made, open your Quran. Ayah number 33 onwards, mashallah. Jazakallah khair, Imam Abu Yazid. It was a pleasure to meet you today again. You look very well, mashallah. Whatever you're doing, may Allah bless you for that. And may Allah bless you for the thing you come to our halqa. May Allah bless you, your parents for that.
Ameen, ya Rabbi, inshallah.
Then we go to my Imam Chebli itself, appearing for 823rd time, 823 times. The thing that he does, the tafsir and translation, and somebody who I recited, and all the Chebli brothers who come to this halqa, mashallah, their presence is well appreciated, mashallah. And with all the preoccupation they have, they are gainfully employed, but still make a room and they come over here. And especially my Imam Chebli itself, who is there in Islamic Society of Central Jersey. With again, he's so busy person, he make room for us. May Allah bless all the Chebli brothers, their parents, and also the parents of the audience that who are attending this halqa from day one itself. As the timeline goes, we have 20-minute time slot of the Quran session itself, and a 40-minute time slot is for speaker tonight. Short question, short answer. The floor belongs to Imam Muhammad, please. Jazakallah khair.
يا رب.
Imam Muhammad, you're mute.
يا إمام محمد أين أنت؟
أنا أتكلم مع نفسي. Okay, Jazakallah khair, brother Abdul Majid. Thank you for your visit, Sheikh Abu Yazid, and that is Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You make us happy, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Jazakallah khair. Can you remind me again which ayah number, please, brother Abdul Majid?
33 شيخ محمد 33.
اوكي ما شاء الله. تفضل شيخ ابو يزيد.
بارك الله من فضله ان شاء الله. اعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله اصطفى آدم ونوحا وآل إبراهيم وآل عمران على العالمين ذرية بعضها من بعض والله سميع عليم. إذ قالت امرأة عمران رب إني نذرت لك ما في بطني محررا فتقبل مني إنك أنت السميع العليم. فلما وضعتها قالت رب إني وضعتها أنثى والله أعلم بما وضعت وليس الذكر كالأنثى وإني سميتها مريم وإني أعيذها بك وذريتها من الشيطان الرجيم. فتقبلها ربها بقبول حسن وأنبتها نباتا حسنا وكفلها زكريا كلما دخل عليها زكريا المحراب وجد عندها رزقا قال يا مريم أنى لك هذا قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب هنالك دعا زكريا ربه قال رب هب لي من لدنك ذرية طيبة إنك سميع الدعاء فنادته الملائكة وهو قائم يصلي في المحراب أن الله يبشرك بيحيى مصدقا بكلمة من الله وسيدا وحصورا ونبيا من الصالحين قال رب أنى يكون لي غلام وقد بلغني الكبر وامرأتي عاقر قال كذلك الله يفعل ما يشاء قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس 3 أيام إلا رمزا واذكر ربك كثيرا وسبح بالعشي والإبكار وإذ قالت الملائكة يا مريم إن الله اصطفاك وطهرك واصطفاك على نساء العالمين يا مريم اقنتي لربك واسجدي واركعي مع الراكعين ذلك من أنباء الغيب نوحيه إليك وما كنت لديهم إذ يلقون أقلامهم أيهم يكفل مريم وما كنت لديهم إذ يختصمون إذ قالت الملائكة يا مريم إن الله يبشرك بكلمة منه اسمه المسيح عيسى بن مريم وجيها في الدنيا والآخرة ومن المقربين ويكلم الناس في المهد وكهلا ومن الصالحين قالت رب أنى يكون لي ولد ولم يمسسني بشر قال كذلك الله يخلق ما يشاء إذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون ويعلمه الكتاب والحكمة والتوراة والإنجيل ورسولا إلى بني إسرائيل أني قد جئتكم بآية من ربكم أني أخلق لكم من الطين كهيئة الطير فأنفخ فيه فيكون طيرا بإذن الله وأبرئ الأكمه والأبرص وأحيي الموتى بإذن الله وأنبئكم بما تأكلون وما تدخرون في بيوتكم إن في ذلك لآية لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين ومصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ولأحل لكم بعض الذي حرم عليكم وجئتكم بآية من ربكم فاتقوا الله وأطيعون إن الله ربي وربكم فاعبدوه هذا صراط مستقيم صدق الله العظيم.
جزاكم الله خير شيخ أبو يزيد، وبارك الله لكم في ذريتكم وجعلهم من الطيبين الصالحين يا رب العالمين.
اللهم آمين. جزاك الله خير يا شيخ، حياكم الله.
ورحم الله والديكم ووالدينا ووالد المستمعين أجمعين.
آمين إن شاء الله. آمين.
شكرا يا أخي، بارك الله لكم.
بارك الله فيك.
My dear respected brother, sister, until now, Assalamu alaikum, Ustaz Ahmad.
Assalamu rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Until now, alhamdulillah, until now I don't see Sheikh Hamad, and inshallah I hope he's okay. And because always, even he is a driving or home or office or masjid, he open his Zoom. But inshallah, we make dua for him to be safe and everything. And maybe he'll forget us tonight. What do you think, Brother Abdul Majid?
Yeah, he's very regular. I think he's very particular about it. Even if he's driving, he still just logs in.
Maybe your brother Akbar, he knows where is Sheikh Hamad.
Yeah, he didn't forget you, and he's not driving. He is at some place in far from Bethlehem in Pennsylvania. So, and he's gonna stay there. He went with his wife, and he's gonna come back tomorrow.
Okay, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Maybe there is no Wi-Fi in Bethlehem.
There is a very poor signal, but even where he's gone, there are other people, so he may not be available.
Yes. Good news. Jazakallah khair, shukran. And that, inshallah, we'll spend our time with Ustaz Ahmad al-Ansary. Alhamdulillah, as-salamu Ustaz Ahmad. He was a traveler.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. How are you?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Fadal, it's your time, inshallah. And we are listening, inshallah. Forgive me, Ustaz Ahmad, I will close my camera because I have a lot of people around me. But I will be with you, inshallah.
Inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. وأصلي وأسلم عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما نافعا يا كريم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلي اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. So I hope inshallah everyone is doing well. And today inshallah it's third and last part of the series that we began a couple of weeks ago. How Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to correct mistakes of children. And this contained samples directly from the Hadith book. So inshallah, today I have two main samples and the last concluding part, a review from the beginning and a conclusion at the end, inshallah. So the first sample is, there is this hadith narrated by Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, narrated by Imam al-Bukhari. Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu was one of the young people who spent a lot of time in the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the one who served Rasulullah for 10 long years. And so he was narrating a story from the time that he was a young boy. And he says, وأنا ألعب مع الغلمان أتى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. He said, I was busy playing with your boys outside in the street, and he saw Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم coming to me. فسلم علينا. It was a habit of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم to say salam to young children, just to give them training, to teach them and to develop their habits. So whenever Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم passed by, either going from home to the masjid or from masjid to home, if we have seen any kids, we just gathered to them, and probably he told them that when you see me, say Salaam Alaikum. So they were trained to do that. And these are habits that should be developed from the younger age, especially when children are growing up, so that they are well aware of the sunnah of saying Salaam Alaikum or greetings. فَسَلَّمَ عَلَيْنَا. So he was the first one to say Salaam Alaikum, and we responded to him, of course, saying Wa Alaikum Salam. Then Rasulullah has an assignment for me. Young Anas radiallahu anhu writes, فَبَعَثَنِي إِلَى حَاجَةٍ. So he told him that I want you to go and do this work for me. This is a job that he sent Anas to complete my job. We don't know where did he send him. But then after he completed Rasulullah's task and he went home, he got late and his mom was concerned with his late arrival. وَلَمَّا أَبْطَأْتُ عَلَى أُمِّي. When I was late in arriving home, she said, where were you? You normally come early, and now you're returning home very late. So where did you go? فَلَمَّا جِئْتُ قَالَتْ مَا حَبَسَكَ. So when I entered home, she told me, what engaged you, or what kept you busy, or what were you doing? And the reason was, the boy got late in returning home from his regular time. So what did he say? قال بعثني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لحاجة. He said, I wasn't busy just for a random thing on my own. Instead, Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم gave me a task to complete. So I was busy doing his task. This sample is to train our children to carry amana. So if someone gave some task, said something important, so how we can keep the promises and the amanat into our chest, and the promises are being questioned. So the younger age is the best age that we should train our children. That if someone talks to you in private, keep their private stuff to your chest only. Do not inform others. And the Rasul was training young Anas bin Malik to do that. That's why he chose, because he realized that this boy, although he is young, but he is honest, and his chest is so strong, and he can keep amana, and without interrupting anything, he can complete my task, and he will not inform. It means he can keep my secret. So he said, بعثني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لحاجة. He said, Mom, I got late because Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم gave an assignment and some job to complete, and I was completing his task. Then she said, ما حاجته? What did he ask you to do? Subhanallah. His mom was just wanted to know what Rasulullah ﷺ asked him to do. Just out of, she was curious to know. قال قلت إنها سر. I told my mom, I don't want to tell you because it's a secret. It's Rasulullah ﷺ's death. Why should I tell you? And so قال, then mom was so smart. Mom, when she heard her boy telling that this is a secret between me and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's the one who gave me this task, asked me to do this, and I will not reveal it. And subhanAllah, the mom did not insist, did not tell him again, or insisted to tell him. قالت لا تحدثني بسر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تخبر أحدا. He said, no, don't tell me and do not tell others too. So this is one of the good habits that when our children were growing up, we need to assign them few tasks, either messaging or doing some other things, or sending a private message to someone, and we use the boys as communicators, as messengers, and we tell them this is something private, do not inform. وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. Surah Al-Isra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not pursue for something that which you do not have proper information. And do not spy, do not try to be curious to know what others are doing. And if someone tells you that this is, you shouldn't know, this is a secret. This is something private. And the reason is, inna sam'a wal basara wal fu'ada. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the faculty of sight, the eyes, the faculty of hearing, the ears, and the heart are being questioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he heard this conversation from young Anas ibn Malik, when he told him, he said, Ya Rasulullah, yesterday you gave me a task, and because of that I got late. When I reached home late, my mom said, where were you? I told him that I was busy doing a tour of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She said, what was that? I told him it's a secret I don't want to share with you. So فَصُرَّ بِهِ, he was very happy. And he said, now you are growing up, you learn how to keep secrets in the chest. So this is part of bringing something interesting to know just by tawjih, and by showing excitement, by showing our appreciation, by showing, giving him praises that you're potentially very strong. You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the ability to keep things to your heart, and you did it. And so he recognized his efforts. Now the last one, which I told you was a long story. I don't know if you remember. Last week I shared with you, many of you have been to Masjid on Sunday, a masjid that has Sunday school. And anytime you go to a masjid where Sunday school children or school children are attending Salah, as a result of being a lot of boys in the masjid, often the environment of the masjid becomes so loud. The children, some of them, they don't know how to sit properly. They run around, they make noise, they talk, while others are trying to pray their sunnah, read their Quran, so they can't focus. So how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam dealt with a similar situation as we see in our Masjid today. So I searched, and finally I found this sample. This is a story mentioned in a hadith narrated by a young man, Muawiyah ibn al-Hakam al-Sulami. He describes his own experience, how he was when he was young. He used to play around in the salah. Because young people, as a young people, he probably didn't know much of the adab of salah. So he did something strange while in salah. And what Rasulullah did to teach him a lesson. So he narrated his own story. He said, بَيْنَ أَنَا أُصَلِّي مَعَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. He said, let me tell you something. That one day, the jama'ah was going on, like salah, and everybody was behind Rasulullah, and I was also praying. إِذْ عَطَسَ رَجُلٌ مِّنَ الْقَوْمِ. One of the people in the gathering sneezed. So he didn't know what to do. فَقُلْتُ يَرْحَمُكَ اللَّهُ. In the salah he said, يَرْحَمُكَ اللَّهُ. So he heard someone sneezing and he said in a loud voice, يَرْحَمُكَ اللَّهُ. Now, this was the action. So in this action, that a young boy saying, يَرْحَمُكَ اللَّهُ to someone who was praying. What was the reaction? يَرْحَمُكَ اللَّهُ. He said, فَرَمَانِ الْقَوْمُ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ. People started staring at the boy with the corner of their eyes. Like thinking that, what are you doing? Something weird, you don't do that. فَقُلْتُ وَثَكِّلَ أُمَّيَاهِ مَا شَأْنُكُمْ تَنْظُرُونَ إِلَيَّ. So then when he saw a lot of people turning their corners of their eyes, he started staring at the boy for doing something weird in the salah. He responded again, he said, what's the matter with you? Why are you staring at me? So this whole big talk is going on. Of course, the adults are not talking, but they were doing gestures and signs to their boy. Probably their intent was to quieten the boy so that the boy becomes silent and we can pray peacefully. And then he said, مَا شَأْنُكُمْ تَنْظُرُونَ إِلَيَّ. Stop staring at me. Don't stare at me. So then the people, some of the people in the salah, they started beating their thighs with their hands a couple of times. So the boy understood that they are asking him to be quiet. كَأَنَّهُمْ يُصَمِّتُونِ. So perhaps this gesture of hitting their hands on their thighs, probably we can imagine that was a tahiyat time or ruku' time or any other posture in salah. فَسَكَتْتُ وَلَمَّا رَأَيْتُهُمْ يُصَمِّتُونِ فَسَكَتْتُ. So I understood that they are asking me to quiet down, and I suddenly stopped talking. And the salah ended. Now, Rasul ﷺ realized that all this drama went on in the back. A young boy, he spoke in the salah, said, Yarhamukallah. People wanted him to be quiet. They showed different gestures, hand gestures, sounds, all targeted towards making the boy silent and quiet in the salah. But the boy, what he said at the end, فَلَمَّا صَلَّى رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم, he said when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam finished his salah, he knew that the only person who can speak is this boy, because he was the only young boy in the masjid at that time. He said, "Ma ra'aytu mu'alliman." He said, "I swear by Allah, I haven't seen a teacher more kind, more loving before him or after him." He said his style of teaching or his style of correction to what I did in the salah. And I realized that it was a wrong time to do what I did. I committed a mistake, a bigger mistake, because in salah, I shouldn't be doing what I actually did. But in order to correct my behavior, he said, I haven't seen a wonderful, wonderful, loving teacher like Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then he says, أحسن تعليما منه. His style of teaching, his style of correction, his style of discipline was so beautiful, so loving. فوالله, then he swears by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say this, ما كهرني. He said in order to correct, he did not reprimand me, he didn't hit me, ولا شتمني. He didn't say anything, he didn't curse me. So no yelling, no bad words, no reprimand. He didn't say anything. Instead, he followed his own prophetic methods of two components to correct the mistake. أولاً, first he did the ta'lim, and then he did the islah, which is correction. And he proved that if you would like to correct mistakes of your children, do not do correction before you start teaching him. First, you have to tell him what you did was wrong. And then you educate him that this action is wrong. And you give him the reasons why this is considered wrong. And then you explain to him the right thing, and then you make a correction. So then, what did he say? ثم قال, then he said, young boy, look at me and listen to me. I would like to tell you few things, and some manners about this amal that we are doing, which is salah. So probably Rasulullah ﷺ was telling him the importance of the salah itself. And then after that, he said, Inna hazihi salata. He said, my young boy, remember that this action of salah, la yasluhu fiha shay'un min al-kalam. Anything like talking, conversation, speaking in the salah is not allowed. It's just not valid. This is wrong. Meaning, this is salah. So when we are in salah, we are connected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we are following the Imam. It is important to maintain silence, and we cannot do any other action, including speaking, talking, raising voices. Salah is not meant for that. Innama huwa, and then he summarized. That's his ta'lim part. Then he educated him what's the right thing to do when you are in salah. He said, my young boy, look, we are doing salah. Remember, for next time, when you are in salah, إنما هو التكبير والتسبيح وقراءة القرآن. He said, remember, Salah means what? Saying Allahu Akbar. It means when you begin, when you are in Salah, it means you are connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the Salah, we do tasbih, we do Quran, we follow the Imam, and we maintain silence. So this way, this style of talking, a style of making correction, impressed the boy, impacted him real good. That he said, this was my correction for that day and forever. After that, I followed, I understood what Salah is, and I corrected myself. So the two things were visible here in this sample too, that whatever the action is in our daily life, regular habits or things that we do, or during Salah, outside in the school, we need to develop proper habits. But every habit that we develop, we need to educate young children about that. And then we can give connections. Mentioned in ayah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ayah from the Quran, a story of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a story of a Sahabi, a story or a comment from a Prophet of Allah. So when we insert those within our correction and our explanation, this will make the correction more authentic, more credible, more impactful, more meaningful, and the children take it more seriously. Now, at the end, we also learned from all these samples that it is very, very important from the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to know a few things while making corrections. Number one, ma'rifatu asbab al-khata. He said it's very important to know the reason for the mistakes. If we do not know the causes of how and why children committed mistakes or did something wrong, then the correction will not be valid. So first we need to understand why this happened. And then we have to explain to them. So this is very, very important. Two, تقدير المجهود والمدح والثناء. We need to give them time and liberty to do their efforts. And then once we see an effort coming from children, then what we should do, we need to praise them. Madh or praising, recognition, had a long impact or deep impact on personal change. So if we explain to them and if they see some change from within, we just need to praise them and recognize their efforts. Al-madhu wa sana. So this is very, very important. The third thing is, every once in a while, we need to do few things to encourage best behavior. But if you happen to see, like we did a program in the school, the program called Caught Doing Good, mashallah. So there is like a little cards. It says Caught Doing Good. And we said, these are the bunch of plastic laminated cards. So we distributed to the teachers and he said, just keep them in your pockets. And sometimes children are seen doing something good. As soon as you see them, you just go there, you just praise them. MashaAllah, I'm proud of you because I see you doing good by your own. So here is the card. And you tell them that in 1 week, if you have like certain number, like you collect like 10 or 15 times not doing good, there will be recognition in the school. We invite their parents or communicated with them that the boy is aware of his manners and trying to bring a change from inside. And then when he tries to change, it means he is practicing the ayah, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah does not change the condition of the people unless people bring or initiate a change from within by themselves. So we need to tell them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so happy because you are trying to bring positive changes. Next one is التربية بالحوار والتوجيه. Doing tarbiyah can be with words, tarbiyah can be with conversations, tarbiyah can be with guidance, tarbiyah can be with mentoring, tarbiyah can be with giving them little tips, tarbiyah can be with praising them, tarbiyah can be when they were about to do something bad but they don't do it. So every time we see them doing something, either good or bad, accordingly, we have to recognize and we need to praise them by talking softly, simply, so they can understand. And if they had a feeling that there is something called achievement, and the recognition should be for the achievement, and the achievement has effort, and effort came from the boy or from the girl, they feel so proud of themselves. Also, we need to make sure that sometimes when people make minor mistakes, children make minor mistakes, so instead of correcting it in a loud voice, غض الطرف, just ignore them. Ignore them. Yani do not correct them on the spot, something minor. When everything is gone, you just go to the boy, go to your child, and talk to him. Remember, when we were inside, you did something, but I did not correct you to embarrass you, or please don't do it. At that time, I ignored. This is a very, very positive way. التقليل من العدب, continuously showing anger. This is wrong. Continuously saying something, I'm not happy with you, you did wrong, see, this is not right, I am so upset, so angry. So when you keep on mentioning bad, bad, or wrong, 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 this is it. The wrong can be corrected, or the negative can be corrected using the positive attitude. So if someone is committing something wrong, we need to bring the positivity to treat or to try to eliminate wrong or negative behavior by speaking positively. Because كثرة المساس تفقد الإحساس. There is a saying that if you keep on correcting something, that will take the effect away. Because if you keep on saying, keep on stopping people, keep on correcting, and then the effect goes away. The effect goes away. And Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu, He himself narrates his own experience of being with Rasulullah ﷺ for 10 years. He said, "Khadamtu Rasulullah ﷺ 10 سنين." He said, I served Rasulullah for 10 years. For 10 years. And then he's telling Rasulullah ﷺ's action. He said, Wallahi ma qala li uffin qat. He said he never even said to me, uff, like any word of disrespect to me while I was a young boy. Anything which tells me that Rasulullah ﷺ was upset with me, he is angry with me, he got some frustration from my behavior. None of these. ولا قال لي بشيء لما فعلت كذا. He went to the last step. He never even said about anything. Why did you do this? So he led by example. Such was his personality, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So now what lesson we got from this? That if I am a father of my child, if I am a mother of my child, then I have to lead by example. And if I make Rasulullah ﷺ as my role model, and I study some of his habits and I apply that, I have to become in his shoes, then my style of tarbiyah will be a loving one, will be effective, impactful. The ta'seer, there's something called ta'seer, impact. Impact with positivity will be much, much higher and deeper than negativity, or correcting something with a loud voice, correcting something with anger, with showing frustration. So instead of frustration, anger, we need to be a little bit more positive, a little bit more polite, a little bit more kind. تدريب الطفل على عدم الكذب. Rasulullah ﷺ was very specific upon telling the boys how bad lying is. So we need to tell the children lying is very, very bad. Lying is sin. We don't even lie for, even for jokes. Because lying as a joke is a lie. There is a hadith. إن الرجل لا يصدق ويتحرى الصدق. A man lies, a man speaks the truth and practices the truth. And he adopts truthfulness as his habit. حتى يكتب عند الله صديقا, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala writes him as truthful people. And the person who lies and lies. So this concept of truthfulness, let's make it a little bit wider. It's not just speaking the truth by tongue. It's honesty and truthfulness into wider areas. For example, truthfulness and honesty in actions. When a person treats his brother and sister, when a person deals with his mom and dad, we need to tell them the stories of Sayyidina Ibrahim. واذكر في الكتاب إبراهيم إنه كان صديق. And mention in the book about Sayyidina Ibrahim, he spoke the truth. So truth takes a person to the highest level. Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah, when he was young and he was going for his study abroad to the other town, his mom gave him some money and put him in his jacket inside. to heights that nobody could know it. So he said, when I reach at the place where the boats have to carry me to the other side of the town. So suddenly, someone came and sat next to me and started talking to me. He asked me who I was, what's my name, where I lived, and where am I going. So Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah said, my name is Muhammad bin Ismail. I'm a young boy. I'm going to study to the other town. He said, oh, so you're going to stay there? You are so young. Then he said, did your mom give you some money? He said, he gave me 1,000 dinars. He said, oh, and where is it? He said, I have it inside the jacket that I'm wearing. My mom, hid me inside. Then the man, after he conversed, he went back to his seat, and then he made an announcement after like half hour or so that someone stole my money. And it was 1,000 dinar. So the pilot of the boat or the driver of the boat, he stopped the boat at one point and he said, everyone will be searched. So he started searching everyone. Imam Bukhari rahimahullah was a genius boy. His mom trained him on speaking the truth. So what did he do? Before he comes to be searched, like a bodily search, he just took the money out and threw everything in the ocean, in water. So they searched him. When his turn came, and nothing came out. And he was really surprised. So when things calmed down and the boat was on its way again, the man came to the boy and he said, aren't you told me that you had the money? He said, I did. He said, where did he go? What did he do with it? He said, when you accuse that someone stole my money, I thought when the money comes out from my pocket, everyone will think that I am the one who stole your money. And my mom said, you are going to learn the deen of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So no matter what condition come to you, you have to be patient. And don't lie. And just take a decision and stay with it, be firm on it. So I just didn't really care. So instead, something bad comes to my name and my fame, and I am Muhammad bin Ismail al-Bukhari, although I was young. So I saved myself from being a bad, accusation. So I did that. So this way, teaching and training young people for speaking the truth is to make them more confident. مقارنة الطفل بغيره. One thing that we need to be very, very mindful is to compare one child with the other child, because all children are different. So if we find something wrong with one child, we don't need to compare him or correct him in front of the other person. This is a wrong habit. Sometimes we do this, maybe I should say unknowingly or accidentally. So this is not right. Everyone should be treated separately, individually. And one of the things is that we should also be mindful is we should not give any punishment, any consequence without telling him the reason for being reprimanded. So if we decide to to reprimand someone, to punish someone, or we say, okay, I have a consequence for you for some of your actions that were not right, it is very important to tell him what are the consequences, these consequences for which action. Like, what did you do to qualify for this punishment? Because punishing them without any reason or without them knowing the reason for the punishment is absolutely not right. Then the next one is as-sabatu fil uquba, being consistent in giving consequences. So something was not right. Sometimes he did something wrong, I gave him the punishment. And sometimes when he repeated the same bad thing, I didn't do anything. So the boy or the girl, the younger children, they feel that the mother and father has to be consistent with it. So let them feel that every time, if the action is wrong, there has to be monitoring and there has to be consequences all the time, unless they understand that this is the action that I qualify for consequences, and this made them give up that. And something which is purely negative and should be avoided at all time are a couple of things. Al-qaswa, being harsh. Harshness versus softness versus politeness. So harshness with the tongue, harshness with action. And I punish, and I punish the worst of punishments. Tough one. That's not right. Because the purpose is not to simply punish, but the purpose of punishment in Islam is to modify the mistakes and refine the behavior. And that does not take place with harshness. With harshness. Aggression. We should not be aggressive. Instead, we should be a little bit patient, polite, educational, like an advisor. العنف على الأولاد. Aggression is very negative and harmful. We remember the story of Al-Aqra bin Al-Habis, who came to Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, who was having fun with their young children, telling them the stories and playing with them, kissing them and all these. And he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, you are doing this. I have 10 children. I never kissed them. So he said, what am I going to do if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pulled mercy from your heart? So we are actually rahimin, mercy shores. Those mercy givers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mercy on them. Allah is Rahim and we are Rahim. We also have mercy. And mercy is part of the Rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like there's a lot of mercy we see in the heart of mother, our mom, our father. So if we are older, we should have some mercy upon those who are younger, and all those people who are around me, I have contact with, I meet them day in and day out. And the benefit of this, Rasulullah ﷺ taught us, Ar-Rahimuna yarhamuhum ar-Rahman, yarhamu man fil ardi, yarhamukum man fis sama. That those who show mercy to the people around you, Allah will have mercy on you. Yarhamu man fil ard. In Islam, we are even commanded to show mercy upon everyone, upon the elderly, upon a sister, a brother, even upon animals, pets. because this is the way we should be believing and treating. And Rahmah is actually خلق من خلق الإسلام, is a characteristics of Islam, is a positive characteristics. Rahmah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. It's because of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah made your heart very soft and tender. So some people are very soft by nature, they just cannot even scream or speak louder. And some others, they're very tough by nature. It looks like they don't know what mercy is. So if we are living in our families, in our societies, and we are not showing mercy, it means there is something wrong. We need to edit and, change our gesture and be a little bit more merciful, a little bit more polite. In the 5 rules that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, what are the 5 rules? وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. And Allah has decided that we worship none but Allah, and then we should be kind and dutiful to our parents. And we have to show ihsan to our parents, because they are showing ihsan to me. They're doing the tarbiyah and the raising up when we were children. And now when we grow up and we become stronger and they become weak, they become old and weak, we need to show the same amount of mercy as they shows us. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu had a unique schedule. His mom was not a Muslim. She was a disbeliever. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu loved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam a lot. And it hurts him deep in his heart when his mom abuses Rasulullah and curses him with the West, of course. And he cries. But he never ever insulted his mom. Can you believe that? That at the time when his mom was, she used the worst of curses against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But still, Abu Hurairah's schedule is that every single day, twice, he had this schedule. Whenever he goes to the Masjid, the first thing before leaving the house, he goes to the hujra, to the chamber or room where Imam stays, and he stands at the door and repeats these phrases. Assalamu alayka ya ummatah. So my mom, assalamu alaikum. And she repeats, she responds, wa alaykum assalam ya bunayya. Oh my beloved son, wa alaykum assalam. And Abu Hurairah says, Rahimaki, may Allah have mercy on me, on you, kama rabbaytani saghira, like when you took care of me when I was little. And I cannot reward you for everything. And Abu Hurairah knew that she was not a Muslim. She was still a mushrikah. And then when Abu Hurairah said, may Allah have mercy on you because of you took care of me when I was little, she responded, وَرَحِمَكَ اللَّهُ يَا بُنَيَّ, and may Allah have mercy on you also, كَمَا بَرَرْتَنِي كَبِيرًا, as you are very kind and merciful to me when you are older, when I'm older. So this is the mercy. This is the way we show mercy and kindness to our parents, to our elderly people, to our little ones, to the people with disability, for example. We need to show mercy. And finally, Brother Abdul Majid, how many minutes do I have? Still I have some minutes?
No, I think time is up.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, I'm sorry. طيب, so you just give me 2 minutes.
Yes, go ahead, please.
My last point, inshallah.
No problem.
And finally, the most strong one is that we correct our mistakes by making dua for them. This is the most effective one. Al-islahu bid-dua, it means correction with asking Allah. So, for example, dua Sayyidina Ibrahim. All the prophets, when they ask for children, they made dua, subhanallah. He said, Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Oh Allah, grant me a righteous child. Salih, with salah, with goodness. فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ. So we gave him a good news of a forbearing boy. Ibrahim was Halim. Ibrahim has Hilm. He was a decent personality. He had, Hilm, the softness and decency in his tabi'ah, in his personality. And then Zakaria alayhi salam, he made a dua, Rabbi habli min ladunka dhurriyatan tayyiba. Oh Allah, grant me a nice and pure offspring, children. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make dua for all these newborns. It is said that Asma radiallahu anha came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with a newborn baby. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam took this baby into his lap and had the dates, chewed it in his mouth and broke it into pieces and put this in the mouth of the boy, and then he made dua for him for barakah. And he said, Aisha radiallahu anha says that in the beginning, all these ladies, whenever the boy is born or the girl is born, they need to bring a young newborn to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for barakah, inshallah. So as a conclusion, inshallah, we need to, the purpose of sharing this presentation is to learn some of the things that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do when our children make mistake, and this will give them understanding. They will know their mistakes and they will correct their mistakes when we mention Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's technique. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect your children, give them long life and make them good Muslims, inshaAllah ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وجزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I may ask, I did get the first example that you gave was about Anas bin Malik, right?
No.
And the second one, I couldn't get it. I think it's about Muawiyah or something, young Muawiyah.
Muawiyah?
Yeah, the second, the story that, which you said is going to be a long story. The second,
Muawiyah.
what's that?
Muawiyah bin al-Hakam as-Sulami. He was a boy, also, a young man.
So Muawiyah bin
al-Hakam.
Al-Hakam. Okay.
Al-Hakam. Alif Lam Hak.
Yeah.
Kaf Mim as-Sulami. Alif Lam Sin Lam
Yes.
Mim. Yeah.
Al-Hakam, right? Yeah. Jazakallah khair. So I think if Imam Muhammad is there, he can just come up. But I think, we can do the dua or, whatever it is. We are ended this. Imam Muhammad. I think is not available.
Yeah, Brother Muhammad is here.
Yeah, he's here, but Imam Muhammad.
Brother Muhammad, you are mute. طيب, let me just make a small.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Jazakallah khair.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل عليه في الأولين وصل عليه في الآخرين وصل عليه في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. اللهم صل عليه في كل وقت وحين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم اهدنا لأحسن الأخلاق لا يهدي لأحسنها إلا أنت. اللهم اصرف عنا سيئها لا يصرف عنا سيئها إلا أنت. لبيك وسعديك والخير كله في يديك. Oh Allah, make us good fathers, good mothers. Allah, let's take care of our children from the beginning. Teach them good, learn techniques and the manhaj or the style of Rasulullah to correct mistakes of our children. Let's introduce his method while we correct our children in this life. Oh Allah, let's teach them the manners. Oh Allah, let's inform them about the personality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tell them stories after stories from the Quran, how he used to correct. And the benefit of those is that they hear about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, their hearts will be softened and they will turn out to be good, strong, young Muslims living here. Allah, make them good models, examples of good, strong iman, good, strong akhlaq, character, and make them obedient example to their parents and coolness of their eyes. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصل اللهم على عبدك ورسولك محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
Jazakallah khair, Imam Ustaz Ahmad Ansary. Thank you very much for coming to our Halaqah. It's a very informative sermon that you gave tonight. I think that concludes your series of. So inshallah, I think you will see the next time again. All the audiences do appreciate your presence in that, mashallah. But it was a very good topic, mashallah. You did it very comprehensive and a very good job in delivering.
May Allah accept.
May Allah bless you and your parents for that, mashallah. And inshallah, we shall see you. So I'm going to recite these Surah Al-Asr wal-Asr. Al-insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa amilu s-salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Jazakallah khair again. Everybody. See you tomorrow, guys. Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.